Wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep. I don't have a whiteboard, and this TV's really low, so I'm just gonna sit down on the floor and in front of my TV with my laptop. I'm gonna go over how I lost 50 pounds and how you can too. So I went through the videos of my before and after, but I'll go through them again here now. Just going through this Medium article I summarized everything in. So just context, I am 6'2". Can't tell because I'm on the floor, but I am 6'2". I am 24 years old and I am a male. This is all important and you're gonna understand why soon. I work from home. Also important, that's part of why I got fat. When you don't move around, that tends to happen. Just something else to note, I've been working out for about 3 years, but not very seriously, pretty on and off. Pretty much at the lowest level, very entry level strength and everything there. Not really strong by any standards really. In 2024 I got fat, and you saw in the videos, but this is what I look like in 2024. I actually opened up those videos for the first time in around 400 days today. And I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked by what I saw. I did not remember looking like that, having that much weight on me. And it was, honestly, my mouth was open because I haven't seen that in the mirror in a really long time. And when you do something like this over 400 days, it's really gradual. And every time you look in the mirror, you think you look the same. But looking back at this, I definitely look very different now. But as you can see, I was very overweight, probably borderline obese. This is February 2024. This is about 230 pounds. I think probably around 35% body fat. I took some DEXA scans later on in my journey to know for sure what my body fat was, but I didn't even have the confidence to go in and do a scan when I looked like this. I didn't want to even know the number, but I didn't know it was a problem. You know what else was a problem? Is facial hair. Yeah, we got rid of that too. Yeah, you can see down there, that's Miss Kitty. That's my cat, I kept me company. I got her right here actually. This is her. She tried to run away. Oh, say hi, Miss Kitty. Okay, something like that. Yeah, it's me in 2024. Obviously, I just didn't like it. I didn't like the way I look. I saw people on social media that look way better. They were younger, for working full-time job, and they also look great. I just knew that I could also look a certain way. I know that social media is definitely the best of the best. Are picking the best images and you them have that as like a full-time career to look a certain way, but I just knew that this was way below what I could do, and I just felt didn't have any confidence. I didn't want to be seen. I had low self-esteem. I was using food as a crutch. I was addicted to it. I was sad when I was bored. Whenever was anything like that, I would eat. Whenever I wanted to reward myself for his work, I would eat a lot of food, a lot of junk. Know the most about nutrition. I knew basics, but I knew what a calorie was. I knew how to count calories. I just wasn't doing it because I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't have that in my lifestyle, and things got out of hand. And when you're this far in, it just looks like a lot of work to get back out. So it was scary to start. It was hard to start. It was hard to keep going, but this is where I started. I wasn't happy, and I knew I wanted to make a change. So that was me in 2024. Okay, camera shut off for some reason, but I'm gonna keep it going. What was I saying? Oh yeah, never had them before. You can almost see them here, so that's really cool. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, 80 pounds, getting down there. This is around 17% body fat. I've tested this a couple different ways, DEXA scan, and also just through some tape measurements and an online calculator that I'll talk about in a little bit. But this is where I'm at. Our flexed photos, and this is non-flexed for a little bit of a better comparison between the photos up above. But you can just tell that the weight is down just drastically, especially like arms and my shoulders leaned out a lot, and also my legs are a little bit leaner, but I haven't shown that because like pretty hard and they're not. Yeah, I think overall, I'm really happy with where I've gotten these past 440 days. So I didn't do this like time as like a social media influencer. I did this while I was working my new full-time job, 9 to 5, working remote. It required a lot of changes. The reason I'm making this video is because this is definitely a learning experience for me. I definitely stumbled. There were days that I overate, I went over my diet, experimented a lot with different things, different exercising, and there's definitely times where I wanted to stop, I wanted to quit, and there were weeks where I did, especially during like the holidays, things like that, and it was hard to get back into the gist of things. I just wanted to share the few learnings that I had that really helped me be successful in this weight loss journey to get where I am today after 440 days or so, which is a really long time looking back at it. I don't know how many things anyone ever does for 440 days. Really long time. But I want to share those tips with you guys out there to help you guys who are wanting to do the same thing, and hopefully maybe this inspires you, maybe this helps you. But yeah, get out of it what you will. Number one, fundamental, but know your maintenance calories. Know what know how body works in terms of gaining weight, losing weight. Essentially, it's a machine, and your inputs are calories. That's what it uses to function. And if you input too many calories, you're going to gain weight. Your body's going to try to store it as fat to use for later. That's just the biology of the human body. It's a survival mechanism to store excess for when you don't. If you are below your maintenance calories, which is how much your body needs to function, it's going to start drying your stores, which is the fat. So this is fundamentally how you lose or gain weight, and every kind of diet is just a different way of achieving this. To know what your maintenance calories are, so how much calories your body needs to actually function, how many calories you need to be eating to lose weight, all you're going to do is go to online calorie calculator. Go to it. You're going to put in your metrics, so you're going to put in your age, gender, your height, your weight, and then it's going to spit out some numbers. It's going to say you want to maintain, you got to eat this many calories. If you want to lose weight, you got to eat this many calories. If you want to lose 2 pounds per week, you got to eat this many calories. So it's going to tell you pretty clearly how many calories you need to use. And I've used this past days. I've used the numbers from this. I've also cross-referenced it with on in person to do, I forget what it's called, but they put a machine on you and they actually calculate your calories from your breathing. And it's pretty much given the same thing as this calculator. So just save yourself some money, use this calculator. It's pretty accurate for 99.9% of people. I tell you the amount of calories you need to eat to be losing weight, gaining weight, maintaining. Talk about losing weight. Basically with this, you're just gonna pick one of the numbers and you're gonna stick to it, and that's gonna help you work towards your target weight. When you're dieting, you gotta make sure you have a target weight in mind. You don't wanna just be dieting forever. The body is not meant for that. I dieted for a really long time, and it was not all constant. There's definitely periods where I was not on a diet, and at the end, okay, camera died again. Make sure you have a target. You don't know what your target weight should be. Recommend just going to a calculator. It's called the Ideal Body Weight Calculator. What it looks like, basically you put in your age, you put in your height, you click calculate, and it will spit out a bunch of different formulas that tell you what a healthy weight should be. The first two are pretty lean for men, I would say. So I'm around 180 pounds, so it's still telling me I should lose a little bit more weight. So generally, I think if you follow these first two, it will put you around the 15% body fat, which is around when men will start to see abs, and is usually a pretty healthy body fat for men to be at. Feel free to pick any of these numbers. I recommend the first two, as long as you're in a healthy range. Obviously, talk to your doctor and whatnot, but make your own opinions about what you think your target weight should be. The most important thing is just starting if you actually want to make a change. Okay, go back. Okay, I talked about the ideal weight calculator. Pick your number, and then just work towards it. And yeah. Number two, make sure you're getting enough protein and eating high volume. So you're gonna want to get, first thing, protein, you're gonna wanna get around 0.7 to 1 grams per pound of body weight when you're dieting. This is to ensure your muscles, everything they need to not dissolve while you're dieting. Your body will try to eliminate anything that's using a lot of energy. And if you're not providing your muscles with protein, they're gonna most likely continue to grow. They're gonna be going away. You need to do this and train them, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But this is the first thing, make sure you're getting enough protein. You're also gonna wanna make sure your diet is high volume. So you're gonna be below your maintenance calories. You're gonna be getting feelings of hunger often, and to avoid that or mitigate that, you're gonna want to eat foods that are high volume. High volume means it takes up a lot of space. So a lot of space and it's lower calories. So things like lettuce, a lot of space compared to a chocolate bar, but has a lot less calories, and it's gonna take up a lot more space in your stomach. And that's gonna make you feel fuller for longer and just make it easier to stick to the diet. Here are some high volume, high protein meals I recommend. They're pretty good and usually what I stick to for the most time. You could just do a quick YouTube search. There's a ton of content online for people who on different recipes you can make to do this. You can pretty much eat everything you normally eat, just a different version, and it'll be like as good and meet your goals. Greek yogurt bowls. Greek yogurt is a great source of protein, super low calorie, very good for you. What the bowl is going to look like, you're going to want to make sure it's loaded with lots of fruit. Would avoid any nuts, butters, like that, just because those are really high calorie. So try to avoid those if you can, or use just a little bit. You don't want to make it yourself. The ones from the stores will generally have a lot of like stuff that I just talked about that you want to avoid. You're going to want to get the non-fat Greek yogurt. To sweeten it, you're going to want to use any artificial sweetener packets like stevia. You're going to want to use something like honey, which is just super good, or you're going to want to use like a syrup or something like that. You can eat a shit ton of this and it will be totally all good. Love this as like a dessert, super great snack in between. Next thing, soups and stews. This is my bread and butter. Soup, any kind of soup, really, it's just a lot of that takes up a lot of space in your stomach. It's a lot of vegetables that take up a lot of space. It's going to be keeping you full. You can just put in lean protein and you can make that lean protein just like in the soup if you just cook it for a long time. It's just really high volume, high protein. I ate chicken soup. This chicken soup I made myself, my own recipe. Super high protein, super low calorie, and I have a super big appetite, and that chicken soup was able to keep me full and satisfied. Some days I was not able to finish the entire pot of chicken soup that I made. So soups and stews, another great option for sure. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I love meat. Ground beef bowls. This is really good. You're gonna wanna get ground beef that is 90% lean or more. You wanna pair it with some vegetables, potatoes, something like that. That's one of my favorite go-tos. Pair it with something like a low-fat cottage cheese is really good, and secret, just drizzle some honey on there, and it's gonna taste absolutely amazing. You gotta trust me on that one. I have a few options, but if you don't like any of those, just kind of search on YouTube and you'll find what you need. Just the main thing is just make sure that it's under whatever your maintenance calories is, or make sure it's at like target you're trying to hit. That's really the main thing at the end of the day, and the protein and everything else just helps you maintain that muscle and with your training. Protein snacks. So if you have cravings, I have really big cravings for like chocolate bars, baked goods. There's a lot of great recipes online. You want to look up like muffins, cake, stuff like that. This like it's good like there, and it kind of like kicks cravings. There are a few snacks that I usually like to snack on, like bars. I really love the Knicks bar, just like a Snickers bar. The Quest protein chips, best protein chip, closest thing to a Dorito that you can get in protein form. These legendary protein Pop-Tarts. I love Pop-Tarts. These are pretty good. And the legendary protein cinnamon roll is also amazing. I'll put the links in the description for these, but these aren't necessarily, and they can get expensive, so just get them if you feel like trying them out or something like that. Tip number 3, you have to weight lift. Try to do it at least 3 times a week. It's gonna make sure that your muscles do not disappear, so that you don't just look like a stick when you're done. And it's also just generally good for your health. It just makes you less injury prone in the future and everything. And if you build muscle, it'll just be making it easier to keep the fat off in the future. So I just recommend this as a habit. Just try to get into it. If you have already done it, just keep doing it. You don't have to go super hard. Just the main goal here is to just be consistent. I only work out, when I work out, it's like minutes to 45 minutes during a session. So it doesn't have to be super long, super hard, or anything like that. You can be pretty quick about it. If you don't know what to do at the gym, I recommend just do a quick YouTube search. Here's a good video on how to get started. Just keep it pretty simple, and the main thing is just to do it and do it consistently, whatever it is, and you'll slowly get better over time. It took me, even today, I probably still don't do many of the exercises right, and I've been doing it for like 400 plus days and plus beyond that. Number 4, just try to incorporate a bit of easy cardio. This helps you lose the weight a little bit easier, just pushes you into a calorie deficit some more, and cardio is just good for your health, so you should be trying to do it just to make sure you're staying healthy as well. And it's a good habit to build. One, I recommend you walk at least 30 minutes a day. Just walk to the grocery store. You're gonna work out, just walk 15 minutes at the start or at the end. Just pace around your room, watch a YouTube video or something. Super easy. 30 minutes isn't that long, it will go by just like that. Just if anything is like a 5-minute or like a 1-minute drive, try to do a walk instead. Second thing you should do, to do at least 1 hour of intense cardio a week. This is intense in quotes. I wouldn't say do this like pass out. There's gonna be things like hiking, tennis, boxing. Like hiking, I do a boxing session per week, and it doesn't have to be so hard where you're gonna pass out, but just something that got kind of heart pumping. Try to do like 1 hour a week, just like for fun or something. Just kind of quite a lot. Tip number 5, record your progress. This one is important. You're gonna want to do this about like 1 week. You're gonna want to do this. Basically what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to wake up before you drink or eat anything. You're gonna want to use the restroom, and then you're gonna want to step on a scale. Make sure you have a scale. Get a weight, record it. And you're also gonna want to use a tape measure to record your body fat percentage with a tape measure. What you're gonna have to do is, let me grab a tape measure actually. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Tape measure. So you just take a tape measure, something like this. You're gonna need measures. You're gonna take one neck above your Adam's apple, and then you're gonna take one and you're gonna stand up and you're gonna put it just above your belly button. I don't know if you guys can see, but just I'm putting it down here just above your belly button, and basically this is gonna give you your circumference and your waist circumference. And then what you're gonna do with those numbers to get your body fat percentage is you're gonna go into Navy body fat calculator that I've linked. You're gonna put in your info. For example, I am, my height in inches is 74. Neck was 14.5 inches around, and my waist was 34. And if we calculate that, it's gonna spit out a body fat percentage, 16.74. I checked around a month ago and I was like 17 something, so seems pretty close to what the DEXA scan gave me. You can just use this, you don't need to go get a DEXA scan or anything like that. And this will kind of, your body fat percentage and where you're at, how much fat you actually have left to lose. I said for men, usually around 15% is you'll be looking pretty good, but up to each person what they kind of target and their own personal goals. Mentioned DEXA scans quite a bit. If you want to do something a little bit more comprehensive, you can do something called a DEXA scan, which is basically like a machine that like over your body and sees where all the fat is on your body, what your lean mass is, how much muscle is on you. So I did 3 scans. So basically the red is like muscle, and then the yellow is like, so this one was like my months into my dieting. I still have a lot of fat around my abdomen, like my middle body, and even on my shoulders. This is around, what is this? This is the end of 2024. And I lost a little bit more fat around my waist, especially, but also my shoulders. And then this is like a couple months ago, and around my upper body, it's it's disappearing, and now I just have a little bit around my waist and legs as well to lose. So you can do this if you want. It's interesting to see the data, but everything I linked above will tell you what you need to know. Otherwise, just look in the mirror. And number 6, last tip, don't give up. I stumbled with this so many times. I think the most important thing is you just try again. There's so many days, so many times where I just overeat it, or I binged on something, or I just really wanted pizza and I did it and I knew it didn't fit into my diet, but that gets you, and you just have to not let that keep you down. You have to just try again. The most important thing is to keep trying. The start is going to be really awkward. It's going to be really hard. Eventually, it's going to become second nature. And it's going to become easy, and it's going to be part of your lifestyle. It's a lifestyle shift. Then you're just going to be like, hey, this is working. So yeah, how I lost 50 pounds. Those are the main tips. I kind of said all very briefly. I can always answer questions if you guys have any, but for the future for myself, I'm right now around, so I started around 35% body fat. That's what I look like. I'm close to 15% now, and I'm going to be working towards, which is up here, in the next few months to get ready for summer. That's kind of those I want to get. I just want to see what it looks like. That's what I'm working towards. So I'm going to keep making videos about like my journey and like I'm trying my diet, training, etc. I do hope that these tips and journey of mine helps anyone else on a similar journey, or inspires you, or just helps you keep going to get where you want to be.